Good afternoon, and welcome to our December Town Board meeting. And we'll begin by asking Councilman John Cochran to please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. So here they are, Brentwood. Welcome. It continues to amaze us here at the town of Islip how truly and tremendously talented the youth of our town are. We're so fortunate to have some of the finest schools, clubs, and athletic groups filled with truly impressive scholars, musicians, and athletes. Today, we're honored to once again recognize some of these standout students. 3 championship-level teams from our local high schools. And first up, we are so proud to welcome Brentwood High School's varsity soccer team. After an incredible undefeated regular season with a record of 22-0, Brentwood went up against Wharton Melville for the title of Suffolk County AAA champions. Outscored in the first, Brentwood rallied to score 3 goals in the second half and secure the county championship. Moving on to the Long Island AAA championship against Nassau County's best, Brentwood continued their win streak and defeated East Meadow by a score of 4-0. This is their first Long Island championship since 2019 and the 10th overall in the school's history. But Brentwood did not stop there. With the Long Island Championship secured, they headed to the New York State AAA Championship game, where they would once again continue their undefeated streak, beating Baldwinsville by a score of 2-1, that must have been a nail-biter, and crowning themselves as the New York State champs, their 5th New York State championship in school history. For their remarkable undefeated season and postseason, please join me in congratulating your New York State champions, Brentwood High School varsity soccer. The athletic director, Francisco Herrera, is here with us too, and he's going to let us know who is here from administration. I know your superintendent is here, Dr. Wanda Ortiz, but if you could, Francisco, tell us who else is here.
Thank you once again for having us here. This is an honor and a 5th time being here as far as state championships. I just want to acknowledge our coaching staff that's here with us today, Mr. Joel, Richard Costello, Ron Eden, our head coach. In the back there, we have Dr. Doolin, who is the principal of the high school, and our superintendent, Dr. Wanda Ortiz.
Thank you so much, and let's hear it one more time for Brentwood. Congratulations, our New York State champs. Okay, now use all of that effort and do well on your finals. See you next time. Okay, here they are, the East Islip varsity football team. Welcome, welcome to Town Hall. East Islip first won the Long Island Class 3 championship back in 2007 and has been chasing to reclaim that title ever since. Advancing to the Long Island Championship round in 2014, 2016, and 21, getting close but not able to secure the victory. But this year was, with this team, that all changed. After an impressive 17-7 win against the top-seeded Sayville, unfortunately another Islip team, in the Suffolk County Championship, East Islip would once again advance to the Long Island Championship game, where they would face off against Nassau County's champions, Southside. At that point, I got a text from the supervisor of the town of Hempstead, Don Clavin. I then texted the superintendent and I said, please make sure they win, because we had a bet. In a nail-biting game, East Islip would pull ahead and by a final score of 19-14, reclaim their long-sought-after title as Long Island champions, securing their second championship trophy in the program's history. On a historical note, East Islip's football program has been led by the Campy family since 1971, with Sal Campy Sr. creating the legacy that his son and current head coach, Sal J. Campy, has followed in. Together, the Campys have each secured 165 wins and qualified for the playoffs an astounding 35 times. Please join me in congratulating Long Island Class 3 Championship East Islip High School varsity football. Would someone from administration come forward and recognize those that are here from administration and the team coaching to support the team? Who's got the names? Come on, you could do it. Announce yourself, too.
Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Restivo. I'm the athletic director in East Islip. Once again, congratulations to our varsity boys football team on a great season. We have Coach Champy, Coach Blyberg, Coach Corcoran, Coach Nunez, and and Coach Pearsall, Coach White, and Coach Scanoni. So a nice round of applause for our coaches. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank our board member, Mr. Rulin, and our Board of Education, Dr. O'Rourke, our Assistant Superintendent, Mark Bernard, High School Principal, and Mr. Manzo, our Superintendent of Schools.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's get everybody in for a photo. Okay, our final group today, we're proud to welcome the Bayport Blue Point High School varsity football team to Town Hall to congratulate them on their tremendous season. Are you guys listening out there in the audience? Parents, please. Thank you. Following many years of hard-fought seasons since their Suffolk County Championship win in '91, the team finally broke through and took home their first Long Island Championship after an undefeated run in 2022. This season, they were back at it. And after defeating Shoreham-Wading River in the county championship, advanced once again to the Long Island Championship, Class 4. By a score of 42-20, Bayport Blue Point made short work of Nassau County champs from Seaford and claimed their second Long Island Championship. It also enabled the Town of Islip supervisor to win a second bet with the Town of Hempstead supervisor. Yeah, it was great. In total, Bayport Blue Point has accumulated an impressive 23-0 win streak over the course of their dominating back-to-back undefeated seasons and has earned the title of Best High School Football Team in Suffolk County, along with the very prestigious Rutgers Trophy. The team is now the #1 ranked small school team on Long Island and is ranked #3 in the New York State's Class B category. Again, join me in congratulating Suffolk County's best Long Island champions, the Bayport Blueport football team.
I'm Mike Savante. I'm one of the coaches for this unbelievable team. I just want to thank you guys for having us. I really appreciate it. Very grateful, very humble. This is the work of really a massive collective effort of a lot of human beings. It starts with the players, the coaches as well. They couldn't be here because they're all working right now. But we could not have done this without their support. Coach Giattino, Coach Gentili, Coach Druncamilla, Coach Orlandi, Coach Varley. Who am I missing? Coach Golar, Coach Henri, Coach Pluguez. Really just, I can't thank them enough. So again, thank you, and these guys are incredible. Thank you.
Perfect. We're good? Excellent. Okay, we've got a few more announcements in just a moment, but before I do, as we wind down 23, I'd like to reflect on the service of two of our members who unfortunately will be leaving at the end of this year, having successfully served the maximum of 3 consecutive terms. That is Islip Councilman John Cochran and Town Clerk Olga Murray. Together alongside our town board, both have worked to improve services and expand opportunities for our residents. And we'll start with our clerk. And Olga, if you would please come up here and join me. And the rest of the members of the town board, why don't you come up with Olga? Olga has served as town clerk and registrar of vital statistics since her election in 2011, overseeing a bilingual office that manages tens of thousands of transactions for our residents each year. For her success as Islip Town Clerk, Olga was elected to serve as president of the Nassau-Suffolk Town Clerks Association and as a regional director of the New York State Town Clerks Association. We're honored to have served alongside her and wish her continued success in her future endeavors. Please join me in congratulating our town clerk, Olga Murray. This meeting also represents the last town board meeting for our longest-serving councilman, retired United States Navy Captain John Cochran, Jr. Councilman Cochran has served on the Islip Town Board since 2011, following his extensive and decorated service in our nation's armed forces. Go Navy. Did you guys win last week? Sorry. Sorry for you. I was rooting for Navy. Winning subsequent elections in both 15 and 2019, Councilman Cochran has led our town's efforts to enhance support for Islip's veterans and has commemorated service members through the curation and publication of the Islip War Journal. Throughout the years, he has played a vital role in many key major infrastructure projects, including the Maple Avenue corridor to the Bayshore Marina, which is absolutely glorious, as well as initializing the Bay Bottom licensing program, the town's highly successful aqua farming initiative responsible for restoring a vibrant ecosystem to the Great South Bay. And you know, those oysters, each oyster filters up to 50 gallons of water a day. It's truly remarkable. Councilman Cochran has served the town with duty, leadership, with honor and direction, and we are honored to have served alongside him these many years. Please join me in celebrating retired U.S. Navy Captain, Councilman John Cochran, Jr.
Congratulations, John.
Though we are sad to see these members leave our town board, we truly celebrate their achievements and extend congratulations and welcome to Councilman-elect Mike McElway and Town Clerk-elect Linda Vavrica, who in November both won election to service on the town board. They're both here with us today. Welcome. Look forward to serving with you. And a few announcements before we head into the business of today's meeting. As you know, Islip holiday happenings are in full swing. We had a fantastic turnout for our holiday market, first ever, our Islip Town and the Chamber Parade, tree lighting, as well as our menorah lighting last week. It was so good to see so many from the community turn out to show support and ring in the holidays with these celebrations. Just a reminder, there's still a lot going on. Our holiday light show is running through December every Tuesday and Thursday night from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. on the grounds of Brookwood Hall. And unlike the Jones Beach Light Show, ours is free. So please take your family down there, and you don't have to have kids to drive through that light show. It's truly magical. And I thank the staff in Parks and Cultural Affairs. They really threw themselves into the holiday market. They threw themselves, as some of the departments did, in some of the lighting displays. So it's all part of what makes the town so special. We're also still running collections for our annual toy drive through Friday, December 15th. Last year, hundreds of toys were distributed to children in the community. We encourage all those who can to consider donating new unwrapped toys and help bring a little bit of holiday magic to children in our community. And our town employees truly brought a lot of holiday magic to 60 children, families, that we were supplied the names from the Salvation Army. And yesterday, Salvation Army came down with their truck and literally took out, loads and loads of toys, really making Christmas special for a lot of families. And don't forget to swing by and drop off your little one's letters to Santa at our official North Pole mailbox located right outside the steps of Town Hall. Letters are shipped to the North Pole daily, and be sure to include your return address so that you can get a special note back from Santa himself. It was so cute. There was a family going over to the holiday market a week ago Saturday, and I asked if they were going to the market, and they go, no, we have to drop the letters off to Santa first. I mean, that was the priority. So lastly, as you search for those special holiday gifts, allow me to once again encourage everyone to support our local merchants by shopping small this holiday season. Let's all help each other and show our appreciation for the value that local merchants help bring to our community. And on behalf of the entire town board, we want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, a joyous holiday season, and a new year filled with every happiness and good health. Thank you so much. The December meeting of the town board is reconvened. Thank you for your patience. We'll begin with the two scheduled public hearings for the board's consideration. I ask the town clerk to please read the first hearing notice.
Thank you. Today's first hearing is to consider amending the Islip Uniform Traffic Code, Schedule A, traffic signals, Schedule G, stop and yield intersections, and Schedule J, parking, stopping, and standing regulations.
Any questions? Hearing none, motion? We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Councilman Quadrone, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed is approved. Madam Clerk, if you would, please read the second hearing notice.
The second hearing is to consider amending Chapter 35 of the Islip Town Code entitled Noise.
Any questions?
Motion to close the hearing and approve.
Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Quadrone. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? It is approved. That concludes our scheduled public hearings. Right now, we will go to the public portion of the meeting. We have a number of cards. Just to remind everyone, you have 3 minutes. And our first speaker today is Jim Schlau.
a tone there. Okay, Jim Slough, 415 Clift. I want to thank Mr. Cochran for coming to our civic, a little coterie of good neighbors. It was worth your, I thought it was worth your effort. Thank you. And I want to say that I went to Town Hall West and asked them to fix the sewers. And they came in less than 2 days and dug the sewers out. And I only got one of the guys' names was Gonzalez. I feel bad that I didn't get the other guy's name because I think that should be put in their record because they did a great job. And I complained about the potholes, and within 2 weeks they came and fixed them. One guy's name was Brees, and the other guy's name was Scott, and they went above what they needed to do, and it's appreciated, okay? So now you know about that. Now, Newsday here, I hate to admit that I read this paper sometimes. It's the only one that does the, local news. Crackdown on illegal rentals, Hempstead. That's what you should be doing. Let's see. And this is what I say. Here's the last paragraph. Illegal rentals are a drain on local government. People aren't paying their fair share of taxes and costs associated with those services in schools. Are you getting this in there? Is it sinking in? Calvin said, it's the responsibility for towns and villages to enforce the rules on the books. So, I've been complaining about this for who knows how long. And the shelter, the homeless shelter. You got a lot of connections with the county. Tell them to buy my house. Give me, Give me the going rate. And I'll sell it to them and let them put the homeless there. Because I could tell you right now, the homeless people would be better neighbors than what I got now. I wish you would open a homeless shelter on my block. I would love that. That would be such an improvement. This place is in shambles. You need to have the National Guard come in here. Hopefully we'll get a Republican president. I'm hoping DeSantis gets in there. And Mr. Cochran, thanks for your service. I was in the Navy. I did a North Atlantic cruise in January, so you know what I went through. And I know your responsibility is immense. I was a machinist mate down in the hole, okay? I was on a guided missile cruiser. We did a 45-degree roll, I'll tell you. We thought the ship was going to break in half. Sea stories. I did the Med and I did the Caribbean. They were nothing like that. So thanks, I know what you went through. I got these pictures here. Anybody want to take them up?
Give them to the gentleman there. He'll pick them up.
You got people here who are handicapped. Get the sidewalks cleared, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schlaum. Thank you for your service, and happy holidays.
Same to you.
Thank you.
Next speaker, Yugos Belly Rivas.
Hello, how you doing? Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Congratulations on your re-election, Ms. Carpenter.
Thank you.
I'm here on two. One is the issue and one is the topic. The first one is my name is Hugo's Belly Rivas. I reside at 229 Root Avenue, Central Islip, New York. I've been living in this house over 40 years. I remember when I was a little kid, I used to play, I used to make paper boats and play in this little lake that I have in front of my house. Every time it rains, this is how my house looks like every single time. Last year, you guys came and repaired it, but again, this is the result. It's the same situation. So if you please take a look at that because it's destroying really like the property itself now. It's a lot of water. The next, the other topic is I'm also the vice president and the co-founder for the Long Island Cannabis Coalition. I've been reaching out to you.
Could you say that again, please?
I am the vice president and co-founder for the Long Island Cannabis Coalition. I have been reaching out to you over 2 months. I just need to have a conversation, at least us, with the coalition, just to inform me some of the stuff that's going on in our towns. We have a lot of smoke shops that are appearing, and they're not being regulated. It's affecting the community. How? These products are not regulated. They're being sold to kids under 21. Well, 21 and under. It's being sold to them, which is cannabis and all this stuff. It's dangerous. and we see nothing being done about it. I just, literally right now on Carlton Avenue, there's another spot that just opened up. Literally right now on Brentwood Road, right next to the train station, another spot opened up. So I just feel like we just need to look at some of these issues. We are more than willing to help you and give you information. We're working with the state, and we're more than happy to provide any information to help you with this cannabis situation that we have over here in our towns. Again, my name is Hugo. I am the co-founder, and I am more than willing to do anything to kind of give you information. And please, let's set up a meeting. I'm also handing this paper with my information. And like I said, I have sent out numerous emails and invited you to many of our stuff that we're doing in Long Island, kind of to inform our communities and the municipality leaders of what's going on, how we're not taking advantage of the tax revenue that is coming. Cannabis is legal now, and we need to just kind of look at that situation there because we're not taking advantage of those taxes. Our streets are not looking pretty over there in Central Islip. This could help us out as well. We need the revenue, so please, and let's have that meeting, please. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next speaker, Delore Khan. Deloar, Delore Khan. Okay, we'll set that aside. Thomas Faconite or Faconil.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tom. Delore actually was my colleague, but he did have to step out, so I apologize. I just want to start off, Mr. Cochran, thank you for your service to the country. Congrats again on all the good news that you guys announced. Very briefly, we just wanted to come speak not only to you guys, but of course to the community as well. I'm just here on behalf of a program called First Responders Medical, and we do have a program called Save a Hero. Again, this does apply to all the community as well. I do have some paperwork, again, I'll hand out when I step off, but very briefly, it is just a heart and lung program testing service that we offer for municipality workers, civil workers, essential workers, first responders, and so on. Actually, this morning, I was literally at the Babylon Elementary School. I'd spoken with them. We actually been around for a few months. Started in Jersey. We came to Long Island, and we are based right on Carlton Avenue in Central Islip, and we have a clinic located in Brentwood. I myself am the marketing supervisor for them, and we just did want to come and connect with you guys and just spread the information, of course, to give back to the community for all you guys do. I know it's a stressful time of year now, and you guys all have stressful opportunities and stuff coming up with the new year and your jobs. So essentially the program itself, again, is there's actually the nice distinguishing factor with us is there's no copay fees for the program. And the whole goal is to be proactive about heart and lung testing. I know, again, like I said, it's cold and flu season coming up. Stressful jobs paired with that and everything else that is unfortunately going around with health and wellness. It's good to be proactive getting your heart and lungs tested just to make sure that there's no asymptomatic conditions that are present. And again, I do have some paperwork I'll hand out at the end. There's no copay. We do have a fund set up that covers what could be, again, a $30, $40, $60+ out-of-pocket fee. We provide all these tests. There's 11 total right now, such as echocardiograms, EKGs, ultrasounds, PFTs, blood panels, and more, right on Comac Road in Brentwood. And again, our marketing office is on Carlton Avenue in Central Islip. So if you did want to set up an appointment, there's very brief, again, on this paperwork, there is just a little QR code you can scan. If you guys have anyone in your immediate family or spouse, as long as they're over 18 years of age and more, and as long as they do not have Medicare and Medicaid, those are the only two medical insurance programs we don't take at the moment. We are pretty new. We're looking to expand in the near future to get as many people involved in the program as possible. But again, anything else, Fidelis, Blue Cross Blue Shield, we do accept all those insurances. Again, as long as you have it, you're not paying anything out of pocket, and there's nothing you need to be paying at the clinic. You get your results back in 14 days or less, and you just obviously can make sure that there's no underlying conditions that can rear their ugly head and strike at any moment's notice. Again, this is for people in stressful situations, municipality workers, and so on, for the board, again, everybody else here. I just want to thank you for your time, and hopefully you guys can just be proactive about your heart and lung testing.
Thank you for coming down. I'll pass that information along to personnel. Thank you. Next speaker, Andy Cross.
Andy Cross, Bay Shore, New York. Once again, I'm here about the NYS real property tax law line on my tax bill. Although it went down last year, I can only imagine how much it's going to go up this year. On your leaflets mailed to my house, you said you were holding the line on taxes. What happened? Are taxes going up 2.5%? And was you only holding the line on taxes before you got reelected? Or was it just a lie? How about all the other town taxes on the tax bill? At 2.5%, is that what you meant by holding the line? Until you got reelected? Was that just a lie just to get reelected? As we have seen George Santos finally get kicked out of Congress for lying, what will the town board members do to the lying supervisor? Can a supervisor be expelled from office? And can we have a new election, hopefully with no lying candidates? Can the town board, like maybe next meeting, say something about paying 4 times for the same service in taxes? Number one, we have a fire department tax which has an ambulance. Number two, the Brentwood Legion ambulance tax on my tax bill. That's number two. Number three, when they come around to your house with an ambulance, you have to pay for your health insurance to pay for the ambulance. And number four, copay for the health insurance. Why do we have these tax charges on our tax bill only to pay for it again in health insurance and copays? The same service in 4 different ways. Why is it on our tax bill in the first place? And should it even be on the tax bill? And should it even be on my health insurance? That's all I got. Anything? Nothing? Next time.
Thank you, Mr. Cross. And for your record, this supervisor does not lie. Next speaker, Debbie Kavanaugh.
Debbie Kavanaugh speaking on behalf of the Centralized Coalition of Good Neighbors. First, we'd like to thank you guys for getting the no turn on red sign on Lowell and Eastview. The residents at Foxgate are very happy about that. So thank you for that. Second, we'd like you guys to write a letter of support because we're having problems with Cisco. They're running their trucks down Wheeler Road, and Wheeler Road is already a traffic nightmare. And they're not supposed to be going down Wheeler Road. They're supposed to be going Vets Highway to Suffolk. Instead, they're going Wheeler Road to Suffolk. And I know that's in their covenant restrictions. And last but not least, it's been a 2-year issue. Farrell was supposed to be planting those pine trees. They were given a CO. The pine trees today are still not planted, and it's now Fairfield's job. And they're still sitting in root balls on Carlton Avenue. If we can have them planted, it would be greatly appreciated because it's an eyesore right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Debbie. Happy holidays. Next speaker, Isaiah McCarthy.
Good afternoon. My name is Isaiah. I'm here to speak about my property, which is on the list of one of your cleanups. It is 7 Palm Street in Central Islip. It was in a house fire. I'm in the middle of getting everything. Well, I have pretty much everything already to submit for the permit for the demolition. I'm just waiting for one of the last letters of verification. As soon as that is complete, I already have my contractors ready to go. I also have the staging plan for the demolition. I just need the permit to be completed once that's done, and hopefully by the end of this year or the very beginning of the new year, the property should be down. I understand how much of a hazard it is and the importance and how urgent it is to get that removed. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Isaiah. Okay, thank you. That is all the cards that have been filled out. Motion to close the public portion. Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman, Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Public portion is closed. We will move to the agenda. Item number 1, meeting of the Town of Islip Industrial Development Agency. Mr. Walzer, motion to convene by myself, second by Councilman O'Connor. Quorum being present, you may begin.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the agency board. John Walzer, Executive Director, 40 Nassau Avenue, Islip, New York. I just have 2 items for your consideration today. The first item is to approve the minutes from our last board meeting on November 14th.
Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
Thank you. And the last item for your consideration is a resolution authorizing the transfer of ownership of the real estate of the TJ Russo Consultants facility at 155 Oval Drive in Islandia.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved.
And that's all the business.
Motion to adjourn? Motion to adjourn. By Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Guardron. We stand adjourned. Thank you very much, Mr. Walzer.
Thank you.
Next is the meeting of the Town of Islip Resource Recovery Agency. Motion to convene by myself, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? We are convened. A quorum being present. Commissioner Ballou, good afternoon.
Yep. Madam Chair, members of the agency board, Martin Ballou, 401 Main Street. I'm president of the Resource Recovery Agency. I have several items for your consideration today. First one being the approval of the minutes of the November 14th agency board meeting.
Is there a motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And the last item is a resolution authorizing the president to extend the contract between the Islip Resource Recovery Agency and DeVerker and Bartolucci Engineers and Architects, PC, D&B, to provide professional on-call planning and environmental regulatory compliance support services related to the continued operation and maintenance of the MacArthur Resource Recovery Facility, calendar year 2024.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
And that
No other business?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Motion to adjourn by Councilman Cochran. I'll second that. All those in favor? Opposed? We stand adjourned.
And
That
Merry
takes us-
Christmas, everybody.
Oh, thank you so much, Morty. You too. Item number 3, authorization of supervisor to enter into a contract with DeVerca and Bartolucci Consulting Engineers for professional engineering services. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman Guardron, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 4, Town Board authorization to clean up or secure certain properties in the town of Islip. Mr. Panucci?
Good afternoon, Madam Supervisor, members of the Town Board and the Town Clerk. Jeffrey Panache, Assistant Town Attorney, 655 Main Street, Islip, New York. I do have 11 properties on for your consideration here today. Number 1 is to demolish the structure and above-ground pool and remove the demolition debris from the premises located at 7 Palm Street in central Islip. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exists the remains of a dwelling that was extensively damaged from a structure fire and is in immediate danger of collapse due to structural failure, disrepair, and neglect. The structure has been determined to be in imminent danger of collapse by our chief building inspector. There also exists an above-ground pool that is filled with water and not properly secure, overgrown vegetation, litter, and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Okay, obviously that was the gentleman that spoke earlier and said he's in the process of remedying the situation, but from what you're telling me, it doesn't sound like it's remediable.
Right. I did have an opportunity to speak with both he and his family, I believe, outside prior to the meeting. I did explain to them that obviously it doesn't happen instantaneously, but it was our intention to ask the board to vote on it today because of the current condition of the property.
Okay, well, certainly safety is paramount in all of these situations. So, do you feel there is an opportunity for them to remedy?
Well, I feel that there's always an opportunity for the property owner to remedy the property. At this point, there is no demolition permit that's open, so
Okay. All
we
right.
can't rely, unfortunately, on someone's word of something that may happen in the future.
All right, so I'll entertain a motion then to approve, and, if he's able to do it, he can.
That's what I
This is not,
explained to
no permit has been issued yet. This isn't happening tomorrow or next week, so.
Yes.
Do I have a motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 2,
Number 2 is to clean up the premises located at 19 Ackerson Street in Bayshore. On this vacant property, there now exists high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
any questions?
I have a question.
Sure.
Jeff, looking at the photos that were provided, it seems that this might have previously been a board up?
I believe there is history at this property, yes.
Yeah. It looks like the handiwork of our board up contractor covering all the windows.
Right, there was boarding done. I just don't know definitely whether or not that was done by SIPCO, but yes, it does appear that way.
It was about 8 years ago, Jim. Yeah. There are other ones on here that have the same sort of handiwork, if you will. Okay. Yep, no problem.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. Number 3, to clean up the premises located at 28 Winston Drive in Brentwood. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation, litter, and debris, including piles of dead tree branches, an old bicycle, various household items, and 2 propane tanks, which constitute a nuisance and present a fire, safety, and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. Number 4 has been withdrawn as the property is now in compliance. Number 5, to board and clean up the premises located at 72 Joyce Drive in Hauppauge. On this vacant property, there now exists overgrown vegetation and litter and debris, consisting of piles of tree limbs and dead tree branches, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Guadrone. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. Number 6 has been withdrawn as it is now in compliance. Number 7 has been withdrawn as it is now in compliance. And also number 8 has been withdrawn as it is now in compliance. Number 9 is to clean up the premises located at 222 Claywood Drive in Brentwood. On this vacant property, there now exists an unregistered motor vehicle, high grass, overgrown vegetation, and litter and debris, including construction materials, wood pieces, and a chair, which constitutes a nuisance and presents a fire safety and health hazard. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Guadrone, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved.
Thank you. Number 10, to demolish the accessory structures located at 1317 Chicago Avenue in Bayshore. On this vacant and unsecured property, there now exist 2 unsafe accessory structures, which are in immediate danger of collapse due to structural failure, disrepair, and neglect. The structures have been determined to be in imminent danger of collapse by our chief building inspector. The accessory structures constitute a nuisance and present a fire safety and health hazard in their current condition. Notice of this hearing was provided to all known persons with a property interest in this premises.
Any questions?
I do. I have a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
So again, it looks like the house has been already subject of a board-up resolution. Again, the windows are all covered in the gray wood that our board-up contractor seems to employ. So the resolution before us is to just demo the accessory structures, not the main structure.
That's correct, not the main structure.
Is that an unregistered camper I see there?
I don't know that it's unregistered. I would have to check with the chief inspector for code enforcement. I'm not positive.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions? Motion?
I'll second John's motion.
Okay, we have a motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed, approved.
Thank you, and based on my review of the associated paperwork with regard to number 11, I'm going to ask that the board table this matter for now to be potentially presented again in the near future.
May I ask why?
The report that we received from the chief, from our chief building inspector, in its current condition, I don't believe would support the proposed resolution. However, I believe that it may have been done in error, so I'm going to
Okay.
ask that it be tabled so we don't
All
have
right,
to start the
I'll make a
process.
motion to table, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed, it is tabled.
Thank
And
you.
that is it. Thank you so much, Jeff. Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Have a good holiday.
You too. Okay, moving right along to item number 5 are the appropriation transfers. Are there any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item number 6 are the bid awards. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 7 are the option year resolutions. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 8, appointment of Warren Lem as Deputy Commissioner of the Kismet Street Improvement District. Any question? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 9, authorization of supervisor to execute the option to renew the agreement DPW 3-2020 with Rosemar Contracting for the second and final one-year extension. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 10, authorization for supervisor to execute the option to extend DPW 1-2019 to Hink Electric Contractor Inc. until March 31st, 2024. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 11, authorization of supervisor to execute the option to renew DPW 1-2021 with the Fence Man, Inc. for the first one-year extension period. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 12, authorization for supervisor to execute the option to renew DPW 2-2020 with Suffolk Paving Corp. for the second and final one-year extension period. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Item 13, authorization supervisor to execute a one-year renewal personal services agreement with Michael D. Ramundo. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second. Second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 14, authorization for supervisor to execute a one-year renewal personal services agreement with Michael S. Sininsky. Any questions? Motion? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 15, authorization for supervisor to enter into various agreements for recreation programs or events to be held throughout the town. Again, we have a robust list of things going on. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardron. All those in favor, opposed, approved. Authorization for supervisor to enter into agreements with 10 individuals to provide housekeeping services and receive the required training hours for the Islip program pursuant to the terms set forth in the SCOFA agreement. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guardron. All in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 17, authorization of supervisor to execute an amendment to the professional services agreement with De Bruin Engineering PC for engineering services for the Byron Lake Pool Reconstruction Project. Are there any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 18, Town Board acceptance of a deed from K&C Builders, Inc. for property located at 33 Cherry Avenue, West Sayville, for a road widening and corner radius dedication for highway purposes. Any questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 19, authorization of supervisor to execute the first option year related to the airline use and lease agreement with Frontier Airlines Incorporated. Any questions? Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 20, authorization for supervisor to execute a request for the FAA approval of agreement for transfer of entitlements pertaining to the Bayport Aerodrome entitlement funds for fiscal year 2021. Questions? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 21, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider a one-year contract with Exchange Ambulance Corporation of the Islips to provide emergency ambulance services within the district. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 22, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider a one-year contract with Central Islip Hopog Volunteer Ambulance, Inc. for providing emergency ambulance services in the district. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 23, authorization for town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider a one-year contract with Bishop Brightwater's Rescue Ambulance to provide emergency ambulance services to the district. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 24, authorization for town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider a one-year contract with Brentwood Legion Ambulance Services for providing emergency ambulance services for the residents in the Brentwood district. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman Guadron. And one recusal by Councilman Cochran. Item 25, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider a one-year contract with Community Ambulance, Inc. for providing emergency ambulance services in the Sable District. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman O'Connor, and recuse Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Acceptance of a dedication from Gracewood Estates, LLC, for a portion of Wingen Hop Road, Islip for highway purposes. Motion by Councilman Cochran, second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 27, authorization for the town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider the contracting of the fire commissioners of the Bay Shore Fire District for fire protection for the year 2024. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? One recusal. The motion passes. Item 28. Recused.
Recused, yes, please.
Authorization for supervisor to execute a contract with Waterside Contracting Corp., Inc. for DPW 10-23, West Islip Marina Improvements. Motion? Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Cochran. This is a project that's been asked for probably the last 30 years. Nice to see it moving finally. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 29, authorization town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider enacting a local law, number 1 of 24, amending local law 10-2566, chapter 48 of the Islip Town Code entitled Taxation Partial Exemption for Senior Citizens. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman Cochran. All those in favor? Opposed? Approved. Item 30, authorization for town clerk to advertise for a public hearing to consider enacting a local law 2 of 24, amending local law 3 of 1988, chapter 48G of the Islip Town Code entitled Taxation Exemption for Persons with Disabilities. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Item 31, we are going to table until next month's meeting. I'll make that motion. Second by Councilman O'Connor. All those in favor? Opposed? It is tabled. And 32 are special events. Any questions? Hearing none. Motion by Councilman O'Connor, second by Councilman Guadron. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. And motion by Councilman Cochran to adjourn. Second by Councilman Guadron. Oh, Mr. John. All those in favor? Opposed? It is approved. Thank you. Thank you, John, for your service.